Yo, how's it going, everyone? Hope you're all keeping well. It is midnight here, so I probably won't be doing a big Death Stranding session, because I've been up all day for starters, so I'm not sure if I'd want to play it all tired and shit in a few hours. But I also have housemates and shit like that, so I can't really be free to scream when I need to scream or get loud when I need to get loud and all that shit. So, I need to keep my volume levels down a bit. Let me see. How's everyone doing? I'm looking forward to checking this out, finally. Get to experience Very Hard for the first time as well, which was released with the PC version. But this is the first time we get it on console. I'm getting big European Extreme vibes. In the sense of, with regards to how the difficulties have been released and then getting re-released for everyone on other versions and all that stuff. Death Stranding Director's Cut, which was not Kojima's idea. Kojima didn't want to call it Director's Cut, and he made that known several times on Twitter. But I think that was Sony's doing. You need to remember, Sony owns the IP. Kojima doesn't own Death Stranding. Sony owns Death Stranding. And I think this is just Sony's naming convention. If you look at Ghost of Tsushima lately, Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut. And I think they released another one recently as well. It's a lesser known game that also had the Director's Cut title. This seems to be more Sony's doing than Kojima's. I think he wanted to give it another name like Substance or Subsistence, you know? Because, like he said, the original cut was the cut that he wanted. This is just more of an extended version, kind of like Substance, Subsistence. Same game, extra content, higher frame rate, all that stuff. But I'm intrigued to get into this and see what it's like. I saw some people that were concerned about the new tools maybe trivializing parts of the game, making things too easy. We'll have to see about that. From what I understand, you don't get all the really good tools right at the start or anything like that for the first few hours. So we'll see how it's balanced. Let's see here. I'll be doing new game on a new account as well. So it'll be as fresh as it can be. Kojima getting screwed over IP again. Well, it's Sony put a lot of money into it. He's always going to be chained to. He's always going to be partially chained to something, I think, especially if he's making these big blockbuster games. Maybe that's what Bridges is supposed to represent in the game. Maybe Bridges is a Sony stand-in. Let me see here. Let me just open up my Streamlabs. But I did do one Death Stranding playthrough off stream since my first playthrough. So this will be my third full playthrough of the game. Actually, I don't think I finished my second one off stream. Got very close to the end, and then I was doing a lot of optional stuff. But I don't think I actually finished that playthrough off. So maybe this will be the second full one. William the Adult, thank you very much for the 8 months. Gay Frogs, thank you for the 6 and the 4 in a row. Big Boss, thank you for the 8 and the 4 in a row. And I think that's everyone. Monster Energy isn't in this version, which is another plus. We get the Bridges official drink, whatever it's called. And then you upgrade to beer like halfway through. I'm glad Monster Energy has been cut. I don't have an issue with product placement for the most part in Kojima's games, but in Death Stranding it really did kind of clash with the world. In Peace Walker, for example, Peace Walker is very whimsical and with the world it portrays. Death Stranding is like, the world has been, America has been ravaged by this supernatural event. Everything is extinct almost, but somehow Monster Energy exists. So it kind of clashes with the world, when you have Big Boss and Kaz talking about Mountain Dew and Doritos, and the fact that they actually create Mountain Dew and Doritos in that world. It doesn't feel as, it's very silly. It's very silly, but it doesn't clash with the world like the product placement clashes with the world of this game. Not that I like, some people made a big fuss about it when this game first came out. I didn't give that much of a shit, fair enough. I can get over some Monster Energy, but I'm glad it's gone at the same time. I wonder if Norman Reedus's ride still gets advertised, because they tie a joke into that advertisement. Like, maybe I'd like them to keep that one, where the motorbike is revving and it sounds like Sam is taking a shit, because the ad shows up at the same time as you take a shit. Let me see here. Yeah, I guess it's the fact that you saw the Monster Energy like up close during that one of those opening cutscenes. It was the way it was presented during that opening scene as well that I think got to people. It was the presentation of it, with yeah. But yeah, very keen to go through this again. Did I upgrade or double dip? I double dipped because there was something something got fucked up with my other PlayStation account, and I had to create a new account. So yeah, I repurchased the whole game. Oh, the director's cut has its own category. I didn't even think of that. Fuck. Thank you. I changed that now. Is this game worth buying? Well, I don't know. It's a polarizing game. Some people really like it. Some people didn't like it at all. It's experimental. It's quite different. So I'm not sure. It's really impossible for me to say. But I really enjoyed it. I have plenty of issues with this game as well, and I'll be going over some of them as we play through. Although maybe some of those will be redeemed with very hard mode. Issues with bosses and combat balancing and stuff like that. We'll have to see. But yeah, I really enjoyed the core of the game, planning deliveries, marking out your routes, and just the feeling of traversal, slogging through those landscapes, and yeah, just the experience of it I really enjoyed. Okay, let's get this this small little show on the road. I'll probably go for like 3 hours or so tonight, and then we'll continue tomorrow. One second. I'm really glad it's not Metal Gear, though. I'm not sad at all about this not being like Metal Gear. I'm glad it's not that there aren't similarities, because there are similarities to even Snatcher and Police Knots, parallels, thematic similarities, things like that. But I'm glad the core of the game isn't sneaking around tranking fools, I hope we get to see a few other wild IPs from Kojima while he's still making games. Now that he's free, you know, now that he's free from Metal Gear, it'd be great to see a few other different types. The rumor has it that they're Norman Reedus suggested that they were working on a sequel to Death Stranding. As much as I would like to see an evolution of this kind of game, I would prefer to see Kojima work on something else. Like a different genre, like make a horror game or some other weird experimental thing like DS. Yeah, we'll see. Death Stranding Director's Cut bonus content. What's this? What's this? I figured this was going to be the content that you play in the game. As cool as it would have been to see Kojima work on Silent Hills, I think it would be more interesting to see him work on a completely new horror, you know? Because Silent Hills was probably going to be, you know, like he would have been hijacking the IP to do what he wanted to do with it for the most part. You know, I don't think he was going to care too much about staying true to Silent Hill lore or anything. It probably would have had the town, a radio, a flashlight, some of the, you know, the Silent Hill tropes, but then he would have went, you know, wild with it. I don't think it would have dealt with the order and all that stuff. But who knows? Who knows? I really would like to see him do a horror game, though. I really enjoyed PT. So this is just like behind the scenes stuff. Okay, okay. Let's just get into the director's cut then. I finally got a new TV that can do 4K and HDR and all that fancy stuff. All that fancy stuff that I've been hearing about. But while I'm streaming, I can't really utilize all that yet until I get a new capture card that supports HDR. It still looks fucking great though compared to what I was using before. I have this up on the big screen now. So we have this golden sort of theme going on. I guess that fits with the game, you know, the chiralium and all that gold stuff that's in the game. Let's see, load game, PS4 to PS5. Right. Let's take a look at options, see if we have anything new here. Ooh, this feels sleek already. What brand? That is exactly what I got, Greatness. The LG C1 OLED. Yes. Let me see here. Very hard. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Log in upon launch. Yeah, sure. Display avatar. Yeah, I mean, sure, whatever. Hide signs containing spoilers. Nah, just show everything. We're cool. BT encounter warning. First time only. Shared content. Share everything. Tips display. Oh, beautiful. I don't think they even added this. I don't think they patched this into the original game. This was one thing I was really hoping they would add. And for some reason, I figured they were just never going to add it. Because I don't think they added to any of the patches that the PS4 version received. This game has a lot of... there are a lot of mechanics and passive mechanics and things that you'll want to know. So there's a reason to keep tips up. There's a reason to have this activated even after like 6 hours of gameplay. But once you're deep into the game, you really don't need it because the game will repeatedly show you things again and again and again. Yeah, first time only. Thank you. Launch photo mode with controller. With controller. Choose whether or not to allow photo mode to be launched using the controller. What else do I have to launch photo mode? My balls? Can I launch photo mode with my balls? How else would I launch photo mode? You use a controller to interact with the game. I don't think you use anything else, do you? Oh, well, yeah, I guess keyboard and mouse. I fucking... Nobody uses keyboard and mouse with console. What year is this? Okay. Yes, with a controller. With a controller. Temporarily save settings in photo mode. No, I guess I'll leave that off. That's cool. That's cool. HUD settings. Show markers. Show whether or not to display markers. Yeah. Reticule, not reticle. What? How do you? What is this word? I don't even know what the is reticle English UK? Is reticule American? I see it bounce back and forth so many times between games. I don't know what the reality of this word is. Show command prompts, show equipment icons. Yeah. Prioritize performance, prioritize quality. Prioritize performance, I think. I think prioritize quality will still hit 60 FPS most of the time, but not always. Yeah, let's go for that. We can choose widescreen as well. I'm going to leave widescreen off for now. Audio settings. BB voice output, no. Controller sound effect output, no. Controller sound can... I'm not a fan of controller sound in general. I'm intrigued to see what these haptics feel like, though. I feel like it could really add to the immersion with this game. You know, a lot of trigger usage in this game. You know, hoisting those packages up and balancing from left to right. I feel like that could feel real nice in this. And... auto aim. I mean, in a game like this, I don't really care too much about leaving it off. But, I mean, sure, I guess I'll leave it off for now. Controls for soothing BB, motion sensor. Yeah, I do like rocking BB. That's immersive. Voices coming out of my controller, though, not so immersive. Auto assign, trigger effect, strength. Ah, okay. Controller vibration, strength, strong. I guess I'll leave both of those on strong for now. Alright, let's do it. Very hard. Recommended for those who are particularly good at action games. Deliveries and battles will be more challenging, but completing the game at this difficulty level will make you the envy of all your fellow porters. All right. Yeah, we'll be checking out very hard. The recommended for those who are particularly good at action games. That really reminds me of how they describe the difficulties in MGS. The descriptions for them. Normal text size. New additional content found. Power gloves. The additional item can be fabricated once the base versions of said item becomes available. Okay. New additional content found. Acquiring the relevant items will make colors available for use. Okay, more fucking suits and cosmetic shit. Patches. The additional items can be fabricated once the base versions of said items become available. Okay. BB Pod, Chiral Gold color scheme. Oh, new colors for BB's Pod. Okay. Cool. Yeah, sure. Why not? 7 Dead Babies. Kind of a suitable name for this game. You know, with all the babies and BB sacrifices and experiments. I don't think you see 7 babies floating at the end of the game, though. You know, you see the souls of those dead babies in one of the final shots of the game. But I think it's 5 dead babies. 5 baby souls, not 7. Hold on. Let's go for 26th of September so we get to see the birthday shit. Wait, actually, hold on 1 second, guys. Okay. Yeah, 26th. Will I be playing this game on the 26th? I probably will. Higher levels of Doom's abilities have been observed in those born under constellations such as Cancer, Pisces, Cetus, Delphinus, and Gigas. This new Koji Pro logo video is pretty sick, I have to say. Hey, what's up, JMP? I love the whale as it crashes back down into that digital water. And the flag has that same kind of aesthetic to it as well.
Once there was an explosion, a bang which gave birth to time and space. Once there was an explosion, a bang which set a planet spinning in that space. Once there was an explosion, a bang which gave rise to life as we know it. And then came the next explosion.
Rain, heavy blows, dirty eyes, sweaty clothes, the routine that I've learned to understand and know. Play my tricks, fragile mind, risk your head on me. Shut my eyes, I'm not here. There must be some mistake. Don't be so serious. Don't be so serious. Don't be so serious. Don't be so serious.
I'll plug it in. Kojima loves beginning and ending his games with bikes as of late. Or maybe I should say beginning or ending. Oh no, I don't think I ever noticed that deer struggle to climb up the mountain before. When he's hanging on the edge there. And he falls.
No. Oh, great. Fuck.
Sweet. Ooh, smooth. Silky, silky smooth. Look at that waterfall. Isn't sound weird? It's not weird at all on my end. If your sound is warped, try refreshing. It's a common Twitch bug. I remember the first time I played this, the first thing I did was jump and just sit there in amazement at being able to jump in a Kojima game. Look at this! Look at this! How many Metal Gears did we go through? Look at this! Look at this! Eat your heart out, Snake. The time counter is fucked. Yeah, we're just gonna have to deal with that today. For some reason, when I try to reset it, it just won't reset. So I need to completely recalibrate it, and yeah, I'll do that later on. I remember being amazed by this as well. What the hell are these mechanics? Pick up with right hand, left hand, or carry on back. And you'll soon find that if you're not carrying much, you don't really have much reason to pick something up with your hand. Just stick it on your back. That's enough. Cargo scanner. The Odger deck can scan for cargo tags. Every piece of cargo has a tag attached. How do I crouch again? Maybe I need to learn how to crouch. L2, left strap, R2, right strap. Ooh, the haptics do feel nice already. The sound is fucked. The sound is not 3D. Is that a joke?
Give me a break.
Is that a joke? It sounds kind of weak on stream. Hold on. Yeah, like I'm not sure how the 3D audio will communicate through streaming. You know, that's on the PS5's end, right? I've no idea if you guys can even take advantage of the 3D. I'm not sure why the sound is fucking up for people though. Some people say the sound is fine. Some people say it's kind of weak. Like weak in what way? Sounds really good on my end. The volume looks okay. All right, we good? People just talking shit. It has phase issues. Man, this looks really, really nice. And really nice to be playing it at the silky smooth frame rate. Oh, the shine on those rocks. Yeah, I guess we could check the audio settings or something. Oh, I'll be doing a full playthrough, JMP, yeah. And yes, I was gonna do that before I got distracted with the sound issues. For those of you that don't know, check this out. If you die at the very start of the game, you'll see something slightly different. Sam is a repatriate, meaning he can return to life from the place known as the Seam when killed. In the Seam, follow the Strand to guide Sam's soul to his body, to bring him back. Strand going up. Here's Sam. Lovely. Lovely. The low FPS on the baby works well there, I think. So that is the doll, the baby doll. We find out near the end of the game that people need to use the baby doll to access Amelie's beach. But we, obviously that gets replaced with Lou later on. Or is it Sam? Probably Sam. I don't know. I don't know how you'd really interpret that baby. I still have all the stuff I picked up, right? Another thing that I'm kind of curious about is that, like, does Sam have that baby physically anywhere? Because what we're seeing there is Sam's soul, right? When we're seeing Sam in the scene, when we're going through when we're going into his mouth like that, I think we're going through Sam's soul, right? So we're not seeing a physical baby doll, but the physical baby dolls are still something that exists.
God damn it, man.
The sound is fine, it's just the game. Phase issues. It doesn't sound awful, but it's wrong. Makes it sound muffled. Is there anything we can do to fix that? Is it okay for you, Tipdiculous, on your full range speakers? Is this just an issue with the game having 3D audio or something? Optimized for speakers, optimized for headphones. I don't really have too many audio options in the game itself. Maybe it's just for people that are like using really, base level laptop speakers or something. PS5 settings, let's take a look. Enable 3D audio for TV speakers. I guess we'll just turn off 3D audio. God damn it! I want to hear the 3D audio! The sacrifices I make for you guys. Alright, let's see what it's like now. Well, no, I don't know. Like, I'm sure, like, most people are probably watching on a laptop or something, right? If the majority of people were using a good sound setup, then I might leave it on, but... That's better. People who weren't noticing it before are now noticing the improvement. I mean, it still sounds really nice. But I would have enjoyed to check out that 3D audio. It's barely different. I don't know. I'll leave it off for now. I don't know. It's hard to... I'll go back and watch my own stream later on, and I'll see how I feel about it. Our packages aren't looking so good here. Alright. Time for the prettiest eyes in video games. Or most detailed. Oh, that's a nice shot. Remember people theorizing that the mountain is supposed to look like a pregnant belly? Maybe it is. Was this in the original game? Right, I remember now. I remember this shot up to her face. I didn't remember that last one walking out, though. Oh, that's way clearer on this TV. The figures there, the 4 figures. Or maybe it was 5. What figures? You see 5 spectral figures in the sky there.
I think they're gone. What the hell? Didn't mean to grab you so hard. Tears. A chiral allergy. So, you have dooms, like me.
I've got the extinction factor, but I think you got me beat.
What's your level? You can see them, right?
No, but I can sense them.
Level 2, then.
What are you doing here?
Trying to stay dry. Same as you. Time falls let up. My name is Fragile.
Yeah, I've heard of you.
That right? Sam Porter Bridges. The man who delivers.
The first time I saw that, I thought they were gross looking things. Now I just think they're adorable.
A crypto byte a day keeps the time fall away. Wanna come work for me? Must be tough out here on your own.
Yeah, I thought Fragile Express had plenty of people.
Plenty of traitors. Not much left of us now, save for a few honest folks. And on top of that, not much left of me either. Got soaked from neck to toe.
I can't help you with that. I make deliveries, that's all.
This is Bridges Central Dispatch. Freelance contractor Sam Porter Bridges. Receiver is standing by for drop.
Freelance Kojimbo.
Headed into town. Watch yourself. Those things never stay gone for long.
Ooh, that sound.
The time fall fast forwards whatever it touches. But it can't wash everything away. The past just won't let go. I'll see you around. Sam Porter Bridges.
Sam's wife, Lucy, really looks like Lisa from PT to me. Remember when I saw that footage for the first time, I was like, man, that looks so much like Lisa. Pregnant, and just the facial structure. I feel like it's maybe supposed to remind you of her. But her name doesn't turn out to be Lisa, but a similar name, Lucy. Although there is a Lisa in the game. Sam's mother would have been Lisa. Lots of L's. Lots of L names. Lisa, Lucy, Lou, Lochna. Let me see here. Is there going to be a PT Halloween stream? I likely will do a PT stream next month. Yeah, I'd say that's almost a certainty. I'll do a good bit of horror next month, as I usually do. Classic Silent Hill, PT, all the stuff. I like how they speak in video game terminology during that scene. Or, you know, it sounds like it when they're talking about their Doom's levels. You know, oh, you're level 2 then. I've got the extinction factor, but I think you've got me beat. We can only sense them, which I guess is the low level. Oh man, it's nice.
Heavy clothes, dirty eyes, sweaty clothes, routine.
Oh, up. Oh, it looks nice. not come with a skateboarding minigame. But it does come with a racing minigame. So, close. I want a skateboarding minigun. In MGS2 and this game. Alright, we scan. See where it's safe to cross. I kind of wish there was a tool in the game for feeling out the depth of the water. I remember thinking about this before. You know, just a way to make crossing rivers more mechanically engaging. Like if there was some kind of rod or something you could use to poke into the water to get a feel for the depth and everything like that. I feel like something like that could have worked really well for this type of game. Yeah, the water looks real nice. Haptics feel real nice when you're wading through as well. Although it's still easy to get careless with the water. Fucked up a few times crossing through it. Very similar to the opening of Peace Walker with how they utilize the credits. Similar to MGS1 as well, but mainly Peace Walker. You know, the credits appearing on screen during gameplay at the start of the game. But like Peace Walker, the credits are tied to where you are in the map. If you run through the area, if you rush through the area, the credits will quickly pop up on the screen. The credits will fly past as you fly past. If you take your time, the credits will slowly take their time as well. So it's tied to how fast you play, which is what Peace Walker does as well. With MGS1, they flow the same way every time. Hey, what's up, Hope Horizons? Ooh, looking at the chat while moving. Not a good idea.
Just you, yourself, and me.
Sam's suit here kind of reminds me of Raiden's skull suit. The crotch area. Look at that. Maybe not a conscious callback from Shinkawa, but just his kind of style. He's developed a lot of sneaking suits over the years and different kinds of suits. You're gonna get some you're gonna get some similarities when they're designed by the same guy. But yeah, I do get skull suit kind of vibes from that. Actually, maybe it is intentional with how the, you know, the rib cage looks there as well. That's also similar to Raiden's skull suit, actually. Now that I think about it, I was thinking of the crotch area mainly, but no, the upper part has another similarity. I think this is the only time we wear this as well. Like maybe you can choose to wear it later on. Although I don't think even then can you choose to put this on later on in the game? I think you only get a choice of the official Bridges stuff. And this isn't Bridges. This is like Sam is a freelance porter now. He isn't working for Bridges. So when he starts working for Bridges, I think we only have the option to use Bridges stuff. You do see there are those two lads that you see throughout the game. Those other two freelance porters who work together. I think they wear this suit. Or something similar to it, anyway. This might be a stupid question, but do you think in an Irish accent or English accent? I really don't know. I never really think about a voice that I think in. If I do think in my own voice, I guess I would think in my own voice. I'm not going to be doing an impression, you know? I didn't grow up in... I don't have an English accent. I didn't grow up in England. I spent my whole life in Ireland. I've spent the last few years over in London, but I don't think I've adopted any kind of London accent or anything like that. I think I speak with the same voice that I always have done.
Beginning scan. Cargo verified. Thank you.
Over and over again. I like how the game starts with Sam already sick of this shit. This isn't Sam's first delivery. It might be our one, but Sam has been trudging through these lands for God knows how long. It's just kind of interesting, you know? We haven't done much over and over again at this point in the game, but Sam has. Cool detail here when we go up to these things. At least I think it works here. If we go out of bounds here. There goes our sound. And it's back. There's the Audra deck. Can't hear a thing. Yeah, little touch. CDT. Corpse disposal. Corpse disposal transport. I think that's what we ride in. Corpse disposal team. Really weird detail here is that we give these items to Mama, of all characters. Even though Mama, I don't think, is here. You know, I think Mama is where she is when, you know, where we talk to her later on in the game. But we do learn that one of her roles is to oversee packages in other places, which is kind of weird, even though she isn't there physically. But Die Hardman will explain it later when he talks about how, for the most part, over the course of this intro, we're not seeing real people, we're seeing chiralgrams. But still weird that they don't put just like a normal ass worker here at the start. It's Mama we speak to. She's in Central before the explosion? I didn't think so. Maybe she is here. That's another thing which kind of muddles it a bit, because it looks like she's physically interacting with the cargo when we deliver it here. When we look at what her chiralgram is doing, it looks like she's physically moving it. But yeah, it's a weird thing to consider anyway. We learn later on that even though they don't have access to the chiral network, that they still have some form of communication and some kind of communication system set up. But it's just that they can't, you know, they can't fabricate stuff like you can with the chiral network. They don't have the super fast speed of, you know, using the world of the dead to communicate through.
Delivering cargo.
took you so long? It's not like the legend to come in late.
Had to wait out the storm. Lost my bike.
Sounds like you've been through the ringer. Luckily, our goods are in perfect condition. Well, you did keep us waiting, but everything else seems to be in perfect order, so great work. We'll be awaiting the next delivery.
Oh no, she doesn't move it away. She just looks at it. Okay. Okay. No, never mind. I thought there was the suggestion that she was, like, actually physically moving it, but no. So that's in line with what she does, just overseeing the deliveries.
Special commission for Sam Porter Bridges. Priority 1.
Igor, Bridges Corpse Disposal. Sam Porter, I presume? Right. Not the touchy-feely type. Documents said you had some kind of phobia.
Bridges corpse disposal? What happened?
Look, gotta get a move on. I'll explain as we go. Come on. Come and take a look. He's got a date with the incinerator.
How long since he flatlined?
We don't know the exact TOD, but I'd say it's been upwards of 40 hours.
He wasn't quarantined.
Not sick. This is a suicide.
Oh, Jesus.
We're just lucky we found him at all. Got him on ice ASAP, but who knows when he'll go necro.
Where you taking him?
Closest incinerator's to the north.
This route's crawling with BTs. Sure you can't use another?
I wish I could, but there's no time.
Then just burn the poor bastard right here.
You put all that chiralium in the air so close to town? Can't do it.
Better that than trying for the incinerator.
Hey, we can do this. We just need someone like you with dooms.
Well, he's already in the first stages of necrosis. If we don't hurry, this place is a crater.
So how about it? Can we count on you? Bridges hereby enters into a contract with Sam Porter.
Sam. Just Sam. And I can't spot BTs. Just sense them.
That's why we came prepared.
A bridge baby, huh?
With its help and you, we'll be able to stay one step ahead of them. Makes me feel like shit every time.
Well, you are plugging into the other side. Freaks me out, too.
Roll out!
One thing I want to say here. I think it's interesting just the contrast in expositional style here from the last scene to this scene. In the last scene, we get this really natural exposition between Sam and Igor as they talk about how death works in this game, essentially, you know, the risks of dealing with a dead body and what will happen to it, not burning it there because of the risks associated with chiralium in the air, which might, you know, it lets you wonder, oh well, what does chiralium do? How they talk about how it will make a crater soon because it's going necro, stuff like that, you know, just natural back and forth that lets you kind of put the pieces together. But then when we get to this scene, it completely changes. And I think Kojima's kind of getting a bit meta with it, or fourth wall breaking, because in this scene, Igor is talking to me, I think, more than Sam. During this scene, I don't think Sam says a word to Igor. Igor just rambles to himself about the history of the world while I sit here and control the camera. And controlling the camera here makes it feel like I'm a character in a way, that the camera feels like a character. It's just interesting, you know, the previous scene, natural back and forth dialogue between the characters, expositing on the world and everything that's going on. Now, in this scene where I'm in control, none of that. Sam is completely silent. Almost reminds me of Venom and Skullface in the Jeep in MGS5.
The world was different when I was a kid. America was a country. Anybody could go anywhere they damn well pleased. No need for couriers like yourself. We had highways, airplanes. Hell, you could even visit other countries. Hard to imagine it now. But you can see that Death Stranding poked us full of holes. Fucked us beyond all recognition. And if you were lucky enough to survive, the timefall came and washed you away.
Sam knows all this shit, man, but okay. You're explaining it to me, okay.
Then those freaks from the beach showed up. The worlds of the living and the dead all mixed together. And that's when folks started holing up into cities. Couriers like yourself got put up on a pedestal. Son of a bitch.
Interesting line.
Rainbow.
In a meta sense.
How much further to the incinerator? This guy's about to pop.
Shit. We're gonna have to cut to the BTs.
I wonder if you could see any BTs during this. Like, can you see anything in the sky here?
Engine stalled.
Those assholes got us right where they want us. Get us out of here.
Sam, can you see anything?
No, nothing.
This BB must be busted or something.
Oh, I think I saw something there, but maybe not. Oh, hey, Sam does say something during this stuff. I guess so, Nico. He wouldn't see them, right? I just thought maybe we'd see, like, something, you know? A vague outline of a BT or something.
Shit, they're here. I can't get you out! Sam!
Shut up. Don't even breathe.
Hi, Higgs. I like the colors changing on the handcuffs, like a PlayStation controller running out of battery. Cool. Boom. Void out. great sound.
Falling down.
Go away, Naomi.
London Bridge is falling down. My fair lady.
There's some weird time fuckery going on here, I think, because Sam has the Cupid during that scene. He has the dog tags, but he is yet to get the tags in reality. I think, you know, we get the tags later as we set off on our journey. I don't think Sam ever had the tags before that point. But on the beach, all sorts of time fuckery occurs. I forgot how crazy this intro gets. It just keeps going. Spiraling further and further.
Can you hear me? Steady.
We get our first glimpse of Mads. Puke that shit up, Norman.
Once there was an explosion. A bang which gave rise to life as we know it. And then came the next explosion. An explosion that will be our last.
Makes a lot more sense when you've seen the whole game as well, when you know how things function in this world, as well as certain things related to Sam's past, his backstory, losing his wife and losing his child. In a meta sense, I also see that as the loss of Metal Gear for Kojima as well. That scene with the baby on the beach. The first thing he released in the very first teaser trailer. I know Ryan Payton said that as well. He used to work for Kojima Productions. That was how he viewed it the first time he saw the scene. It was certainly how I saw it, you know, after the Konami split. Alone on a beach, naked, handcuffs, losing your child. The freelance porter. And now he's wearing the kipu or whatever it's called.
Oh, you're awake. So, how does it feel to be back in the world of the living?
Although the kipu was given to him a long time ago, when he was a kid, right? If I remember correctly, he's had that for a long time. He didn't just take that from the beach or anything.
Don't worry. I'm a doctor. Well, a coroner, originally. Call me Dead Man. I'm well acquainted with the dead. Not like you, of course. Contrary to the name, I've never actually died. I would advise against that. I'm no expert, but I can assure you it's for your own protection. See?
So I'm a prisoner.
These aren't handcuffs. They're cutting-edge devices that keep us all connected.
Us? Oh, us.
Yup. Bridges. Humanity's best hope for the future. Or avoiding extinction, if you prefer.
Right. Where am I? What time is it?
Watch me. Try pressing it against your skin, like this. Relax. That just means your body's got a good connection to the cufflink. Look, look. The cuffs will watch over you 24 hours a day. That is to say, we will. We're here to help.
Oh, lovely.
What the hell? 2 days.
During that time, we took the liberty of collecting fluid samples from you. You're a repatriate. That makes you very special.
You're a creep.
What happened to the CD guys?
Central Knot was obliterated in the annihilation. Game over, man. Place is a crater. The only ones to get to continue were you, for obvious reasons, and your broken bridge baby.
Is it all right?
It's been marked for disposal. Didn't work anymore. Why keep it? We lost everyone. Not just corpse disposal. My team, HQ, all of Redefort, every soul in Central Knot City. We're at our base, in Capital Knot City now. Or should I say, our new headquarters. Sudbury seemed the logical choice. But our implementation team has been decimated. And there's only so much they can do in 2 days.
No monster energy.
Things here are a mess. Fortunately, the director and his support team were out of town at the time, so the chain of command remains intact. I hate to do this so soon, but I have a job for you. This stencil is from when you repatriated? What's the other mark from?
A clingy woman in a cave.
I see. Aphenphosmphobia. No wonder you were out there alone, where no one could touch you. I'll try to be more careful, Sam. So, the job is an urgent delivery. I need you to bring the president some morphine.
What president? America's gone. You talking about the mayor of Central Knot?
No, not the mayor. America lives on, Sam. The president is in the final stages of cancer, in critical condition, but there's still time.
Why me?
Look, Sam. Do as I ask, and I promise it will all make sense.
Why don't you do it?
because I'm not really here. Apologies. This is just a chiralgram. And here, oh, come the tears. Allergic reaction to the chiral transmission. I'm actually over in the isolation ward in the big triangle building. Here is the morphine. Bridges hereby enters into a contract with Sam Porter.
Come on, you got morphine there. What's this about? Tell me the truth.
The truth, Sam, is that America's last president wants to see you in person. Are you really about to say no? Very good. I'll see you in the isolation ward.
Beginning scan.
I'm already holding L2.
ID. Verifying ID.
You're not gonna drop
Clear.
that shit,
All
Sam.
clear.
Not on my watch.
Welcome, Sam Porter Bridges.
I'm assuming I can safely put this on my back, yes? Do they let...
Delivery order for Sam Porter Bridges. Request transport of morphine to isolation ward for immediate administration to the president.
Okay. Now, let me just see here. Amiga, thank you very much for the 2 months. Owl, I'm not sure if I thanked you, but thank you for the 9. Woods with the 4. Everyone, Raguchi. Cheers, guys. Throw it at a wall. I wonder, do you get any special dialogue if you destroy the morphine? Or if it's possible to fully destroy it? President's morphine. An attaché case containing a snake-shaped gun. Wait, no. An attaché case containing the president's morphine prescription. Okay. Let's offload that. It's quite strange how they reveal that the president is our mother. Like, you would think that Dead Man might say that instead. You know, your mother is waiting for you instead of the president. You know, she's the president to us first, more than she is our mother, apparently. And even later on, I think when we get down to her, Dead Man is like, you remember your mother, right? It's really weird. Or, you know, they could have set it up like this, where he says the same thing, you know, the president wants to see you and needs you, and then Sam could walk up to her.
Just you, yourself, and me.
And, like, say mom or something. And that would be, like, a shocking reveal. Like, oh, shit. But, that doesn't happen. Instead, we get asked, hey, you remember that this person is your mother, right? It's, kind of odd. How do I throw things again? Circle? I'm not sure if I can. I'm not sure if I have the option to throw yet. Could be a respect thing. Yeah, I think another thing they're trying to do is to show that the differences between Amelie and Bridget, and that Sam has a relationship with Amelie more than he has a relationship with Bridget. Like the differences between the two sides and who he really knows. You know, because as soon as he hears about Amelie, he's like, he'll do anything to meet up with her. And that's the only reason he takes on the mission, is for her. Yeah, I don't think I can throw this yet. They make a point in the novelization that Dead Man finds it's strange how Sam reacts to Bridget. Yeah, oh yeah, like it's definitely supposed to be strange for sure. But it's just weird how they reveal it initially as well.
Beginning scan. Have a pleasant journey.
And obviously, oh, hold on.
Check the map on your cufflinks if you're lost, Sam. The isolation word should be pretty obvious. If you're not sure how to get there, you can set markers and draw routes too. Try it out and you'll see what I mean.
But yeah, again, maybe hinting as well that she isn't our real mother. That their relationship is unusual, and maybe that there wasn't much of a relationship to begin with. Again, I forget everything that we learn about Sam's history with Bridget in the interviews and everything. Hold on a second. I might have missed some questions and stuff during those last few scenes. Yeah, Stock. No, Bridget isn't his real mother. Cena, thank you very much for the 6 months as well. And Salad Snack, thank you very much for the 4. Cheers. Yeah, some interesting stuff got announced earlier, apparently, with that Nintendo thing. Bayo 3 looks like it's really in the works now. I'll be intrigued to check that out. That never made sense. He's a chiralgram. Yeah, almost everyone you see here at the start of the game is a chiralgram. Coming up into the next area, like Deadman, Die Hardman is there, but he's not really there. He's just a chiralgram. I think it's the same with Heartman and Mama. Like, you see a few of the main cast appear here, but it's not really them.
Sam, if you want to confirm you're headed the right way, check your compass. It'll never steer you wrong. Provided you have a destination, that is.
Well, it depends what you mean by really them, you know, it's their hologram. They are seeing what's there. They are interacting. They're just not physically there. This place really reminds me of the Silent Hills buildings. You know when Sam walks out onto the street at the end of the PT demo? I feel like the buildings kind of looked like this. With those stairs.
Central wasn't just home to Bridges HQ. It was also the seat of the Reconstructionist movement. If the president hadn't required special treatment, she would have never left. And if she hadn't, we wouldn't have either.
Something I didn't realize when I first played this as well were the religious connotations of Reconstructionism. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Christian Reconstructionism and shit like that. And that really looks like a PS4 to me. That's a giant ass fucking PS4 sticking out of that building. I mean, the top end isn't so PS4-ish, but those two lines and the overall look of it, that's pretty PS4-esque, I think. No, that's no PS5. PS5 looks like Sauron's tower or whatever the fuck. Alright, time to meet our stepmother. Hey, cheers for the raid, DRK. Welcome anyone coming in from outer heaven.
Like I said, her vital signs are all trending the same way.
No chance of a recovery then?
None that I can see. No.
We should start making preparations.
Sam. It's me. Dead man.
We know who you are, man. Don't
Sorry.
shake hands,
My
bro.
mistake. I'm afraid the president's condition has deteriorated. Thank you. This will help to ease the pain. And allow her to speak with you in these final moments.
I like a lot of the awkwardness with Dead Man as he's like trying to behave like a normal human.
Huh?
Although some of the worst exposition in the game is from Dead Man. Late on in the game, man.
The first and last female president of the United States. Surely you remember her. She raised you? You're not exactly dressed for a reunion. Take that off before you come inside.
Kind of reminds me of this MGS3 with what they say about the boss. You know, you remember the boss, don't you? A legendary soldier and your mentor. And like, well, yeah, fucking of course, Zero. Kind of reminds me of that. Not the only parallel you could make between Bridget / Amelie and the boss as well. But maybe not intentional. Probably not intentional. That line, I mean. S rank. Fuck. We tried. We tried to destroy that cargo, but... Oh, look. I guess I could have just fell over. If it's possible. It's probably impossible when you're not carrying much shit.
That's the president's right-hand man. The director of bridges.
Die Hard Man?
Oh, you were with Bridges 1. So, I guess no introductions are necessary.
What's it been, Sam? 10 years? Look at us. A bunch of deathless freaks meeting like this. Yeah, well, good to see you two. President's waiting. It's your mother, Bridget. She's a bit out of it, but I know she'll recognize you.
Second time we've been reminded. So hold up. Are you my mother? For
Madam
real?
President, we've brought Sam. We'll leave you two alone.
Sam. I knew you'd come back. Are you doing all right? Yeah, I know you hate me. Amelie.
Amelie?
You remember Amelie went west. Took her 3 years to cross. She's trying to rebuild the country.
Still going on about that, huh?
You're the one I wanted to send, Sam. Time's running out. Help Amelie. She needs you. Together, you can help us reconnect. You can make America whole. Sam, if we don't all come together again, humanity will not survive.
We don't need a country. Not anymore.
We do. Alone, we have no future.
No, America's finished. Bridget, you're the president of jack shit.
Sam, listen to me.
Yeah, he's really not a fan of Bridget, it seems like.
Please. So you are willing to help me?
No, I...
I love you, Sam. I'll be waiting for you on the beach.
Madam President! Oh, no.
Doctor, we need your help.
All hands on deck here.
Pretty massive hint there.
Give me 150 cc's. She's not responding.
Stay with me.
Although for some reason it wasn't something I really thought about much during my first playthrough.
We're losing her. I'm a death.
Listen, no one can know that the president is dead. If word gets out, Bridges is finished. Now, what happened here does not leave this room. Do you understand?
Yes, Director. But there's still the matter of the body. Without corpse disposal.
We've got that covered. Sam, Before she died, the president made a contract with you.
What are you talking about?
As a member of Bridges, you're gonna work with the rest of us to rebuild America.
You think you can recruit me? Like she tried to?
Well, she succeeded. Look at your wrist. If that's not symbolic, I don't know what is.
Director, the cancer spread throughout her entire body. Harvesting organs is out of the question, and there is no need for an autopsy.
What if I don't give a shit about your symbolism?
Her body needs to be cremated before she necrotizes.
And if we don't, this place will turn into another crater.
What do you want me to do?
We don't have any porters right now. And the CD team you went into the field with are dead. But the president's body has to be burned.
The road from Capital Knot City to the incinerator was compromised in the void out. Now, the only way there is on foot, through the mountains. But the chiral density there is off the chart. It's gotta be BT's.
This job has requirements. Tombs. Repatriate.
So me. Why?
Sam, you're already on the clock.
Now get it done, Sam Porter Bridges. Can I have a moment? President Strand believed in American Reconstructionism. She worked tirelessly to bring the nation together again. And without her, there would be no Bridges. She deserves a funeral with full honors. But we can't give her that. If she dies, America dies.
Without her, Bridges will cease to be.
Listen. Her cremation must be carried out with the utmost secrecy.
Even if we pull it off, what then? Who's gonna take her place? Face it, America's history.
Sam, America isn't dead yet.
He just said that it dies if Bridget dies.
She may be lost to us, but we still have an America worthy of the presidency.
Sorry, what?
Let's not get into it now. What matters is that we're going to finish your mother's work and rebuild America as she intended. That's the reason Bridges exists. So take the first step, Sam, and deliver the president's body to the incinerator.
If we don't all come together again, humanity will not survive. You're the one I wanted to send, Sam. Time's running out. I love you, Sam. I'll be waiting for you on the beach.
The facilities to the southwest. Remember that you'll be passing through BT territory.
We built the incinerator way up in the mountains so that the chiral matter in the smoke wouldn't reach the city. It won't be easy carrying a body up there.
We'll be monitoring you around the clock. If anything comes up, we'll offer you support via the cufflinks.
Cool shot. I really love the size of some of the buildings and the logos in this game. Like when you're traveling back from a delivery and you see the distro center in the distance. Just that big whale with the giant Bridges logo on it. Just that sense of scale and scope.
Sam, this die, Hartman. Dead men explain how to use the cuffs, right? Use them to check the location of the incinerator.
Alright, 1 second here. Ramaru, thank you very much for the 47 months. Keep on keeping on. I almost forgot. Cheers, man. Shianobi with the 200 bits. Glad to see you stream this again. This game was how I found you in OHN. Oh, nice one, man. Thanks for sticking around. And you guys get Kojima like no one else. Cheers, man. I'm glad you like the streams and you're still here. D Gamer with the 7 months as well. Thank you. Big Boy with the year. Big Boy, thank you very much for the year. And again, thanks for the raid, DRK, and welcome anyone coming in from Outer Heaven. Good to see you. Some wild shit. Part of me was thinking there that I think I would have preferred if there was less music during the interaction between Bridget and Sam. The music gives it this really sentimental feel, and I think I would have preferred it if it was a bit more subdued. I like when she's crawling up to him like a BT, and Sam is backing off because he has fear. You know, he's afraid of being touched. He's afraid of being touched. His phobia, or however it's pronounced. It's kind of disturbing, moving away from his quote-unquote mother like that. I noticed something interesting there as well, which I don't think I noticed before, is when Bridget is when Bridget is crawling up beside him and he's holding onto the photograph and she looks at the photograph, you see his hand is covering the quote that's written on the photograph, "Stranded with love," I think it says. And then after that, after she gets pulled back, Sam looks at the photograph again, and then he moves his finger away from the quote, revealing it. I don't think I'd ever noticed that before.
Sam.
Or, you know, just how they highlight the
Every minute counts when transporting
the photo like that.
48 hours following cardiac arrest, they go necro and become a fresh BT to make our lives hell.
I think it's because I think later on we find out that it was Amelie who wrote that quote as well, sort of tying it to Bridget in a way. Because I think Bridget is looking at the photograph for the quote. She wants to see it, but she sees that his hand is covering it. At least I think that's what's going on there. I'd have to look at it again. I never really thought about that before. Let me see here. Peace Walker catapult the body to the incinerator. I don't think we'll be getting the catapult for some time. I don't think you get any new tools during the prologue. Or, you know, the first island. The first part of the map. Which isn't technically the prologue, but, you know, it feels like the prologue gameplay-wise. It's the tanker. And then when you get to Chapter 3, you're in the plant. That's how I look at it anyway. This first piece of land is like your first slice of the game, and then when you move over to Chapter 3, it opens up. Hold on, let me just catch up here. See if I missed anything. Anima with the 10 months as well. Thank you. Race Out with the Prime sub. Elaval with the 7. Wait, I'm pretty sure I thanked you, Elaval. Oh wait, no. You're another person saying keep on keeping on. Thank you. I'll be doing a full playthrough of the game. Yeah. We'll be going through it over the next week or so. Go burn your mom. Nice first mission. Yeah, on my first playthrough, I just loved how bizarre all of this was. We're off to burn our mother. Off to the incinerator to burn our mother. Who happens to be the president, who we don't really give a shit about.
President Bridget Strand was the symbol of American Reconstructionism. Even with the country shattered and its people scattered to the four winds, she never stopped believing they could be reunited. People held on to their hope that America would rise again. because they believed in her. We believe that this country can be rebuilt. America lives on, together with Bridget's undying spirit.
It's so hard to take anything he says here seriously after what we just saw, you know? This just sounds like Bridges propaganda. The first time I heard this, I was like, oh my god, are you serious? You think this is gonna work on me? You know, he's so ominous in the previous scene as well, and like coming right up to our face, get it done, Sam Porter Bridges, like. And if you've played Metal Gear, he kind of comes across like a Colonel type character. They do subvert that in the end though, which I like. You know, at the end of the game, you feel kind of sorry for Die Hardman. He doesn't really turn out to be your typical commander character. Not that every MGS commander was like that, but you know, you really get the vibe that this guy is leading you through the game only to fuck you over at the end. And there is that element to the game with Amelie.
Sam, he's our man.
But not so much with Die Hardman. Right up until the end, you think it's gonna be like that he's gonna have a heel turn at the end, but the opposite happens, really.
Have a pleasant journey.
I really like his character design, Die Hardman, the mask, and just his whole look. Nick Easton, let's give him a few likes, shall we?
Today's a good day.
There you go, Nick.
This one's for you.
104 likes. He's gonna be feeling good today. These watchtowers are maybe the most useless items in the game. I do like the gray, gloomy sort of filter when we look through it. We can build these later, but you never really have much need for them. There's that PS4 in the distance again. Silky smooth. I like how we see her headscarf. You know, that thing Bridget was wearing on her head during the last scene? There it is.
Yeah, just like that.
Just like that. Off to burn your mom. Rudy, thank you for the Prime sub. Don't think we can sprint much here if we're holding on to our straps. We could run faster if we don't hold our straps, but I think I'm just gonna chill. Do I sense some vibes coming up?
First of March, it's clear to me there's something that's uncomforting. Your body is away with me, but I'm exactly where I wanna be. But I'm a long way from home.
I know your voice, I know your face. This is something I cannot replace. Give me hope and give me doubt. Well, I loved you then, but I don't love you now. I'm a long way from home. 'Cause we're a long way from home.
Fuck you, DMCA. You better make that deal soon, Twitch. R.I.P. Igor.
Can you see it in my dying face?
You're acting like I care.
Now is there anything that I can do?
If there was, would we be singing?
But you're a part of me and I'm a part of you. Yes, you're a part of me and I'm a part of you. Yes, you're a part of me and I'm a part of you. Yes, you're a part of me and I'm a part of you.
I like needle drops in games. I'm mixed on actors being used in games. Oh, you hear Lou cry there. Forgot about that. That's a nice touch. Very easy to miss that. Because, of course, we're not just here to get rid of Bridget. We're also on a mission to burn up Phoebe. Poor Igor. He's gone, but he's left a trace behind. Left a path to follow. I thought there was something strangely impactful about running over these ladders at the end of the game. You know, our first major delivery is to bring Bridget up here, and then, of course, our last mission is to bring Lou up here. Running over Igor's rusty-ass ladders at the end of the game was kind of emotional in a strange way. Even though you never really know Igor, you do meet his brother, his twin brother, and there's an interesting little story with his toy, with the keychain. You know, they make a big deal out of the keychain, and there's weird stuff going on there. Igor's a bro. Let's take this path up, shall we? I really have no issue with this, with it not looking like an American landscape. Maybe if the world itself wasn't so ravaged and alien, you know, it's completely ravaged by the supernatural event, and where you have BTs and BBs and Void Outs and Audradeks and Cupids. You know, it's transformed into this alien landscape. So I don't know. I don't really have an issue with that. Maybe if I lived in the US, maybe certain things would bother me more, but I don't know. Probably not.
Just a bit further now.
Yeah, the Death Stranding, the time fall, transform the place. You know, you've certain parts of the map that look like Mars. Igor, you legend. Go easy. Go easy. Step by step now. The lack of McDonald's is concerning. Hey! Maybe they're, if we were playing the non-director's cut, maybe there'd be a chance of McDonald's showing up, but not even Monster Energy appears in the director's cut, so you're definitely not getting McDonald's this time. We get Bridges energy instead. I think the original tutorials suggested that you drink water in the game, Like if when the game first launched and you read the tutorials for drinking, I think they said that you drink water. Like, you know, to drink your water with Sam, press whatever the fuck. I think it said something like that. So I wonder if before they got the monster deal, if it was just going to be plain ass bottles of water. Which I think would fit the game more than any kind of energy drink. You know, hiking through these landscapes. I think drinking a bottle of water would probably make the most amount of sense. But yeah, it's Monster Energy was replaced with Bridges Energy. I don't think it was the canteen tutorial. I think it was the tutorial in the settings. I don't even have the canteen right now. We have a little bit of piss. Contains the stamina restoring Bridges energy drink. Any Timefall or other water that comes into contact with the canteen is absorbed, filtered, and mixed with the energy particles inside. The canteen has also been treated with antifreeze technology. Be aware that you cannot drink from the canteen if you are carrying cargo in your left hand. Sam can't drink with his right hand? He'll refuse to drink with his right hand? That is kind of cool, though. I do like how, you know, you can throw further with your right hand or your left hand. I forget which one. So, you know, there's a reason to pick up something with your other hand.
So that's the place, huh?
I quite like how they simulate the picking up and throwing in general. You know, like it really makes sense. How you have to hold down the button to keep the item held. Then press a button to throw and then let go of that button right as you want to throw it. You know, it really feels like it's simulating the act of throwing rather than just press a button and throw. There's all that mess from Central Knot, right? From the Void Out. All right, Bridget. The arcade. There are a lot of other really good wind sounds in this, though. When you get up to the wind farm, the wind farm would want to have good wind sounds, though, to be fair. In the mountains.
Chiralium density in the area is climbing rapidly. Heavy timefall is imminent. Get back here, now.
Sam, burn the other cargo while you're there.
What's this?
BB-28. unit Igor was assigned. It was hooked up to you when we found you in the crater.
But why is it here?
Because it's flagged for disposal. Central Knot's gone, and our headquarters along with it. Because that thing didn't do its job. It's all in Igor's logs.
But it's still alive.
It can't be repaired, and it can't survive outside the pod. Pity it if you want, but the decision has been made. It has to go. The director approved the order.
My status is fucked. There's tons of them.
Must be from the bodies we couldn't get up to the incinerator in time. Comes with the territory, I'm afraid.
Can you sit out the rain?
No. They're closing in on my position. I have to move before they realize I'm in here.
Sam, if one of those things eats you, it'll trigger a void out. You'll come back, sure, but the surrounding area will still be a crater.
I got an idea. Start, you shit. Maybe you are defective. That's it. Do your thing.
All right. I really like that. Oh, 1 second.
Sam, we're sending you some suggested routes back to the city. Pick one or don't. Just get the hell out of there.
I like that detail where, you know, the camera starts blinking like crazy. You get that blink effect from our perspective. And then you see Sam start blinking like crazy. Remember that really fucking with me on my first playthrough. You know, and it's making you wonder, like, whose eyes are we looking through here? You know, am I supposed to be BB? Were we looking through BB's eyes, looking at Mads? Were we looking through Sam's eyes? What's the deal with the player's perspective and the blinking? There's some weird details with Lou in this game. That he's BB-28, BB model 28. And we find out that if you read the logs that Lucy was 28 weeks pregnant when their child died. Sam's child. Which is an intriguing little detail. Okay, let's see. Can we do this first try on very hard? They put a lot of BTs here. They kind of want you to get caught by them here, I think. Hold on 1 second here. Crimson. Am I up to date with everyone? Crimson with the 11. Rudy with the Prime. Wicked. Anima. Race. Everyone again. Sorry if I missed anyone. Cheers. Yeah, it makes sense that they would introduce them here as well when there's not really much at stake. You know, we've completed our delivery. So you're free to fuck up here without dealing with too many consequences. Although, I think, can you still get a void out here? I guess you can. You know, well, can you still get a crater? Oh, I don't know where to go. I really like the Odger deck. It's a cool looking gadget. Oh, that is fast. Stopping will highlight them like that. Oh, look, you can see the baby there. With each group of BTs, there's a baby BT, I think. Maybe it doesn't appear every time. But I think it does. I remember when I was first playing, I thought, oh, maybe if I get rid of the baby, maybe it'll get rid of all of them at once. But no, I'm not sure if getting rid of the baby BT does much at all. Look at that fat boy. Pretty cool looking. I feel like I can see them in a lot more detail now. Well, I guess I'm playing on a much bigger screen as well as the frame rate. Yeah, no problem. Oh, I think BB loses a lot more energy each time you get spotted by them. BB panics like crazy if you get semi-caught like that. And each time he'll lose some energy, or she. It is a she, right? A Louise. Are you gonna fuck off? Yeah, see, look, almost at 50%. Ah, getting pulled back, okay. Yeah, how far can we restore? We can restore the energy a bit, right? Or maybe that's only when it gets down to a certain point. Yeah, we're regenning a little bit there. Just to let you know, fools, I probably won't be playing for much longer. It's late here. I have to keep my voice down a bit just because I don't want to wake up my housemate who's beside me. Not right beside me, but in the room beside me. And I've been awake all day anyway. I'll probably come back for a big session tomorrow. I don't really have too many safe options here. Let's go back up this way. Really cool effect with the grass or the weeds here. Growing and then dying again within seconds. I think there might be a safe path here. There we go. We're cool. No deliveries at stake, anyway. Still, I want to keep PB happy. I'd still like to do it without making him cry, if possible.
you. See the sunset, the day is ending. Let that yawn out. There's no pretending.
That's supposed to be some kind of hint there. Kind of interesting how it cuts between the two of them there, almost making it look like Sam is inside a pod. Hinting maybe that we're actually looking through Sam's eyes when we're seeing Mads. Maybe.
Sam, I thought I told you dooms and BBs were a dangerous combination. Huh, perhaps a shower is in order. You're still covered in chiralium. Don't want the president to see you like that.
The hell you talking about? She's dead.
You're upset. Is this about BB-28?
Go fuck yourself. I'm not your errand boy.
Well, in any event, it seems it owes you its life.
No, we owe the kid our lives.
Did he just stick his finger up to Deadman? Did he just give him the middle finger there? Like, fuck you. No, you're not going to kill me. Is that what I just saw there? I never noticed that before. He definitely was sticking some finger up to him. You know, they show us a shot of him and he puts up a finger. Didn't look like he was waving to him. Maybe it's not supposed to be anything. Maybe it's just supposed to be a shot of BB just, you know, flailing around, moving his hand around. I think he might have been sticking his finger up to him there. He was? Yeah, I think that's what was happening. I'm seeing all kinds of new things now, actually having this on a bigger screen.
As you say, I shall look after it. Give my regards to the president.
He was calling out to us there as well. I don't think he was sticking his finger up to him that time though. We gonna dream? Is this where we get Wikipedia definitions for strands?
It's almost time to go, Sam. Here. It's a dream catcher. Wear it when you sleep, and I'll keep the nightmares away. I'll always be with you.
Good morning, Sam. Sam, this is Di Hardman. There's a private room set aside for your use. Bridges perk. Take a moment to clean up, wash all that chiralium off, then come to the president's office.
Hey, what's up? Any new interactions? Oh, Jesus. Oh, that was another thing that I was wondering. Before that last BT sequence happens, you know, when you have those BTs smacking their hands on the windows and all sorts of chaos, and then another BT, goes right up to Sam. Was that BT reacting to the blood on our feet here? Is this scripted that you always have blood on your feet here? Because you don't really see any blood on his body during that point. But I think that is the BT reacting to his blood again, yeah? I guess this is scripted that, you know, obviously Sam was freelance before all this shit. So I guess that would make sense that he's a bit fucked up, making God knows how many deliveries before he rested. We can get a pretty nasty scene here as well, I think. Oh God, here we go. Nasty. Did he really need to rip the whole toenail off? Was it that bad? How about the other one? Oh my God, no. I'm sorry, chat. I didn't think he was going to do it again. Maybe we can rip every nail off. Maybe we can go back and forth between each toe on each foot. I definitely didn't try this twice last time I played. All right, number 3. No, now he's cool. The classic. No? Nothing else? I think one of the developers was saying, the Kojima Productions developers did an AMA on Reddit a while back where they just answered questions about Death Stranding and its development. And I think someone said that the first idea that Kojima had for Death Stranding was the player alone in the room with Norman Reedus, where Norman Reedus gets to do Norman Reedus stuff instead of Sam's stuff. I thought that was interesting, you know, that one of your initial ideas is to have your character break character in the restroom, in the private room. So I guess these animations are Norman things, which makes sense because like Sam isn't he's not the happiest guy in the world, you know? He doesn't strike me as the kind of person who would do things like that. Hold his hands up in the sky and do that thing with his arms. You know, that looks like whimsical fun. Not really who Sam is. There's another moment during a main cutscene with Hartman as well. You know, when he scratches the record player and says, "Yeah, boy." That's another Norman thing. That's another break of character. Surely. I mean, I don't know, who knows? Maybe Sam just has that maybe he has that aspect to his personality that comes out once in a blue moon. I don't know. Maybe that isn't supposed to be a Norman part. It was Sasaki who said that, Bad Humans. Really? Really? What are you pointing at? Yeah, we'll see this shelf fill up over the course of the game. Any new enemies we meet, BTs, boss types. In the form of like a classic toy soldier. You know, the classic green toy soldiers. I think that's what they're supposed to look like anyway. It's interesting they use them again during the next scene with Amelie, when they're describing what happened with the terrorists and the whole voyage west. All right, let's have our first sip of this Bridges energy. They look 3D printed. That would make sense with the chiral printing and everything. That's probably what they're supposed to look like, yeah. Let's see if I can read some of the text. How many times have I beaten this? Twice. Actually, no, once. I did an off-stream playthrough, but I didn't finish it. I got to the... or maybe I did, actually. I can't remember. I got to the very, very end of it anyway, where I was just doing optional stuff. So and I didn't do all the optional stuff either. I'll probably do everything in this playthrough for the first time. Do everything. 5-star every single prepper. Do all of that. Read all the interviews, emails, do all the DLC stuff. I think we'll go for a big playthrough. Tried to 5-star everything, but got bored eventually. The optional stuff really isn't that well balanced because of zip lines. Zip lines are way too useful. Where a lot of that optional stuff just amounts to slow, fast traveling around the map. You know, it's really fun setting up the zip lines, and it's cool using them through the main story and doing some optional stuff here and there. But once you start to focus on post-game optional stuff, especially if you left a lot of it for the end game, there's way too much zip lining. Zip lines are way too much of a dominant strategy. And I'm hoping the director's cut will improve on that somehow with some of the new tools, that maybe you can speed things up a bit with the catapult and shit like that. And maybe the catapult will be more useful than the zip lines in some situations. But I guess we'll see. I've been told that you can build roads in the mountains as well. And some people are worried that maybe some of the new tools will be unlockable too early, and that it'll just trivialize certain parts of the game. From what I understand, you can't unlock anything too good for the first few chapters. But yeah, I guess we'll see. I'm okay with the late game becoming easier, you know, or becoming easier and faster, you know, because it's not like ziplining all over the place was challenging. Once you've been through the maps, moving back and forth between areas, it's not going to cause you much of a problem. You know, once you have the chiral network completely opened up and you can zipline all over the place, there's not going to be much of a challenge there anyway. So it'd be cool if you could just use new tools to optimize that shit better, you know, to do things really quickly, because that could be a fun challenge in and of itself, you know, just trying to optimize things to be as fast as possible. But with the way it is in the base game, that's just ziplining, you know, that's just ziplining all over the map, and that's not really that enjoyable. It's just slow, fast traveling. But yeah, I guess we'll see. Yeah, I don't have an issue with zip lines in the main game. Like if you're just going through the main story, you get zip lines fairly late on. You still have to open up new parts of the map to even use them. You know, you have to open up the chiral network, so you can't just zip line everywhere even after you get them. It's just for the optional stuff. You know, like you'll literally be spending hours just zip lining around the place, unless you just choose not to use them. But that doesn't really make things any more interesting either, I don't think. So yeah, I'm intrigued to see if the new tools make the post-game stuff a bit more interesting, or make the optional stuff a bit more interesting. I never really felt that way, DRK. But yeah, the game is always introducing new systems, new mechanics. But it never felt like super railroady like FF13 does. But yeah, no, I can definitely see that complaint. You definitely have a point. But I didn't mind the slow pace at the start, like during the first 2 chapters. I still enjoyed traversing through and then unlocking a new thing bit by bit. It's like with each new main mission, I think you unlock something new. You unlock a new tool. And I don't know, I like that. I'm glad that they didn't just give you the the bike and the grenades and everything straight away. I like the way they drip feed that out. I feel like the game has a good sense of forward momentum. Like with each new main delivery, you're always moving forward, moving on to the next piece of land, unlocking something new. Up until 1 chapter. You know, there's a chapter up in the mountains where you lose Lou, and you're forced to go back and forth between areas you've already visited while Deadman fixes Lou or something like that. That was one part that I didn't enjoy, because I really just liked the forward momentum with each new delivery, you know, going to a new part of the map. And with that section, with that chapter, you were just going back and forth between those mountain areas. And then it picked up again towards the end. I feel like ziplines trivializing the game could be considered as a reward for setting up said networks of ziplines in the first place. It took me hours to set it up. Yeah, no, and it's fun setting up the ziplines and taking advantage of other players' ziplines to do it. That feels great, you know, and it feels like the themes of the game coming together as well. You know, where you're taking advantage of the things that other people are leaving, they're taking advantage of what you're leaving, and that all feels good. It still just feels like they're too good though. You know, because you'll be spending so much time zipping through doing those optional deliveries. Like they should definitely be useful for sure, but it just feels like they're a bit too useful. To me anyway. And again, it's not like you can just plant them all over the map however you want. You do really need to consider the bandwidth limitation. And it's not like you're given fuckloads of bandwidth to play around with either. Like you really do need to think about, well, where do I want to put these zip lines to get the most out of them? And which part of the map should I put them in first? And you know, there's definitely satisfaction to be had in that, trying to optimize all that stuff. But yeah, I still just wish they weren't as useful as they are. But yeah, we'll see how it goes in this playthrough. Yeah, the BTs are kind of disappointing in general, I think. Once you get to the halfway point in the game and they're still not introducing new BT types or anything, they're kind of disappointing. And then when you get the handcuffs, they're really trivial. Again, it's not immediately obvious that you can just go straight up to them with the handcuffs, but once you know that you can do that, you know, they are your prey, which is kind of cool in a way. It's a role reversal. You're there just hunting down BTs, creeping up behind them. But at the same time, it would have been cool if they balanced that out with some harder BTs that maybe you couldn't do that with. And they do in a couple of areas. They have those really big BTs. But some new BT types would have definitely went a long way. Or just some different situations. You know, it's always kind of the same. You enter an area, the BTs are always in a certain area. You know, you're not going to have a BT creep up behind you in some random location. It's always like, this is the BT area. You're entering the BT area. You have left the BT area. Maybe if it was a bit more dynamic, it could have been better if they could creep up behind you, or if you had to worry about mules maybe chasing you into areas where you were dealing with mules and BTs at the same time, where mules were forcing you to run, but you didn't want to run because BTs were there. You know, shit like that might have been cool. The combat in general was kind of disappointing in the base game, like the bosses that were afraid to touch you. I've heard on Very Hard that there's a pretty big improvement with some of the combat and bosses. Like mules aren't as much of a pushover, bosses aren't as much of a pushover. So I'm intrigued to see if there are any improvements there. But yeah, I'll still always really enjoy the core of this game, even if I still do have some complaints with combat and whatnot. Just the prep and the traversal, the immersive hiking. That always feels good. Let's take a shower, shall we? Or let's use the sink. Perform action. Norman stuff. Not Sam, Norman. Oh, I think it depends on the direction you press. What if I press up? Okay, last one. The whole game comes off as endearing to me. Imperfect, sure, but I appreciate all it does and tries to do nonetheless. Oh, definitely. Yeah, I think it's a really charming game. For all its flaws. And even when the game is at some of its most cringe, I can't help but kind of love it. You know, like there are some parts that are in this that are supposed to be so emotional, but they fall so flat. But in the end, they're just kind of adorable. You know, you just kind of, it's like, oh, Kojima, you fucking goofball. Moments that might remind me of the end of MGS1 or something, where things get very, like, sickly sweet almost. The whole thing with the Japanese girl, returning her to her boyfriend. Like, oh god, it falls so flat. But, you know, when Sam gives his little thumbs up at the end, I can't dislike it, you know? I can kind of cringe at it, but at the same time, I think it's kind of adorable. you know, because there's a real wholesome message behind it. One thing though about that story, that story actually gets good in the emails afterwards, because after all of that they break up and she fucks off back to the chiral artist. I thought that was hilarious when that happened, you know, and then like these two fucking assholes are sending you their emails complaining about each other, and then they get back together, and then maybe they break up and get back together or something. And just like, you know, Sam being sent all of this drama that he is no interested in, that he has no interest in. Well, maybe he does have interest in. I have interest in it. I'm reading it. I don't know how Sam feels about it. I shouldn't say that. But I thought that was gold. I think there's a lot of funny stuff in the emails. Like just how earnestly some characters talk about wanting loads of likes and the things that you should do to get loads of likes and people on your side and shit. Like just really goofy sort of satire that I thought was pretty endearing and pretty interesting. But at the same time, there were other moments that I thought were cringeworthy that I didn't like some of the stuff with Higgs during the Higgs chapter at the end. I'm still not sure how I feel about a lot of that. Some of the stuff with Amelie kind of enters Naomi territory at times, you know, where she's just making these big grandiose statements with her breathless voice, you know, where I'm just like, oh God, you know, I just shut up, Naomi. America is a lie and shit, you know. But yeah, I really like this game. It's nice to see some humor again in a Kojima game for sure. Other little moments like when BB yawns, you know that scene where BB yawns and then it's contagious, and so Sam yawns and then Deadman yawns. It's like this really goofy scene, but again, very charming. Funny scene with Sam and Deadman in the shower as well. Weird scene where it's kind of unnerving but kind of funny at the same time. Kind of feel bad for Sam. Anyway, let's have a shower, shall we? I wish there were more interactions with BB. I like BB, but I feel like there aren't too... I was expecting more unique interactions with him. Like, just more little animations and things that he would do, but he doesn't really do all that much, you know, when you look at him. There are some cool things, though, like when you're chilling in the hot spring and he's swimming around, like, that shit's funny. But, knowing that BB was probably going to be a big part of the game, I was kind of expecting more little details related to him.
Sam, can you hear me?
For fuck's sake. Isn't anything private anymore?
Oh, no. Except for taking a shower and going to the toilet, that is.
But I am taking a shower right now. Wait, what? Did I miss something? And then, of course, there's the shower scene later.
I take it you were getting yourself cleaned up. Good. Come to the president's office as soon as you're done. She's waiting for you.
In Silent Hill? Silent Hill 2 confirmed. This is secretly a Silent Hill 2 remake.
You did well, Sam. Thank you. Bridget may no longer be with us, but her legacy has a chance to live on. Sam, listen to me. America, Reconstructionism, her dream isn't dead.
I don't want to hear it.
This is the face of our new hope. Our new America.
Death God.
Amelie.
My mother may be gone, but I'm here. And you, Sam? You're here too.
Been 10 years since you saw each other, right? And in all that time, she hasn't aged a day.
He knows why. My body's still on the beach. I don't get to grow older. But you do, Sam. You look good.
So you're serious then about reconnecting everyone and everything?
Someone has to succeed Bridget, Sam. More importantly, someone has to carry on her legacy and see our country rebuilt.
The bosses will.
America Strand, our new president. A new beginning for our people, for our nation. Under Emily's leadership, we'll re-establish the UCA, the United Cities of America. This is how we'll rebuild our country. But we'll need your help to do it, Sam.
No, I'm through with this. I said my goodbyes to all of you when I said them to Bridget.
We never forgot about you, Sam. You ran away. You cut us off.
Emily put together an expedition. The best of Bridges won, and went west.
I led them past craters in BT territory. I kept them safe while they searched for survivors.
Never once missed a BT. Saw him coming a mile away.
We convinced community after community to join the UCA, and we left behind our own people to help them. It took us 3 years, but we managed to make it all the way to Edgenot City.
All the way to the Pacific. Jesus.
Yeah, but then everything went to hell. The team was wiped out, and Emily was taken.
Taken?
I'm not being kept in a cell or anything like that. I'm allowed to use their facilities and to speak with you whenever I want. I just can't leave the city.
It's all to safeguard the continued independence of Edgenot City. Well, that's what our keepers are saying, at least. They want the UCA to leave him be. Emily's their insurance policy in case we don't.
Who are these assholes again?
Homo Demons. Militant separatist group. They run Edgenot City.
I've heard of them. Bunch of terrorists who go around towns killing people and leaving craters.
Right. Nothing's off limits for them. Not even engineering void outs.
You think the suicide that took out Central Knot was one of theirs?
Could be. There are extremists like the demons everywhere, plotting in the shadows. They're decentralized by nature. No one organization to rule them all. Just a common ideology.
I know not everyone shares our vision for the future. If we Americans don't come together again, humanity won't survive. I carried my mother's message to people all across the country. But not everyone was willing to accept it.
More than a few would rather stay isolated. Keep to themselves. Go it alone. Like you, Sam. They think that America can only be rebuilt by force, by men who tell them what to do, who take away their freedom and put them in shackles.
What'd you put on me, huh? You know better than the demons. Just another kind of cult.
They're not shackles, Sam. They're a symbol of our bonds. That's what we need right now. Not to stand apart, but to come together, to form chiral knots and reconnect.
Sam, we want you to go west.
They're not
and
just a
finish
symbol,
what
though, are
Emily
they?
started. The people she left behind have been hard at work, setting up chiral network terminals. But these terminals are still isolated. We need you to bring them online. And for that, you'll need a Cupid. This contains all the necessary security and operations protocols to integrate a terminal into the chiral web. Take the Cupid west, Sam, and reconnect the people of our great nation. And when you get to Edge Knot City, find Emily and bring her home.
After that, I'll take over the presidency and carry on Mother's work to save the country.
This was Bridget's dying wish. This is how we'll move forward.
Please, Sam. We need you.
I'm Sam Porter Bridges now. I'm not a Strand. Hell, I'm not even part of this outfit. You all saw to that. I'm not getting involved with you, or anyone else, ever again.
Wait!
Sonny. Sonny and the
See?
Nomad.
It's like I'm not even here. Same as it ever was.
Sam! Sam! Hold on. Stop! Listen to me. America needs you. Both of you.
Yeah, covering the world in cable didn't bring an end to war and suffering. Don't act surprised when it all comes apart if you try to do it again. Round and round it goes. Connect, reconnect, it's not that simple.
All right, Sam. Just take it easy. I get it. You don't have to commit to anything now. Why not get some rest?
Good idea. We all need our sleep. Leave it too long and you're liable to reconnect with the other side. The necessary maintenance has been completed. Various adjustments and fine-tuning for your benefit. You can use it again. For once, it would seem that Dooms and BBs are a good combination. Or perhaps the two of you have something of an affinity for one another.
That can't be possible. Tools don't have feelings. Come on, dead man. You know this better than anyone. Wikipedia definitions for strands. Is it time?
Sam. Listen, you are Sam Strand.
No, I'm not. Not anymore. My name is Sam Porter Bridges.
It's a funny word, strand. A strand is part of rope or bond, while stranding means being washed up on the shore. And being stranded is when you can't go home. I'm stranded now, Sam. Here on the shore of the Pacific.
What she doesn't explain is that a strand is also another name for beach. Look it up. I think in German, the word strand is beach. Or, yes, strand translates to beach.
Thousands of miles away, but our bond still holds. You're free, but we're still connected. Don't tell me we're not. Come back, Sam. I'll be waiting for you.
Wait!
Good morning, Sam.
This...
Sam, this is Die Hardman. You were out like a log. Must have been beat. Private rooms come with all the basic amenities. Shower, toilet, etc. Drop in when you need to rest. Inspect your gear, review info, or whatever else. If you have any questions, feel free to ask our staff. But before you do, why not check things out for yourself? See how Bridges operates these days.
I really like how they use BB's lullaby when you wake up in the private room. You know, it sounds like a computer being powered on or something. Just kind of weird to hear it in this context. Like it's powering up Sam or something. Alright, guys. I hate to say it, but I'm going to have to wrap up. I was going to wrap up 20 minutes ago. It's 3:30 in the morning here. And I just hope my housemates can't hear me. You never noticed that? Yeah, that's the melody that plays. See the sunset. It's a little variation on it, but it's the same. I think like the last note is different or something, but yeah, it's the same melody with a slight variation. Yeah, guys, I'll probably be back on tomorrow with a longer session, but I'm gonna have to call it here for now. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the first little Death Stranding session, and I'll see you all soon. Actually, hold on, let me just check my dashboard again before I sign off, just in case I have to thank anyone. Choppas with the 200 bits. Thank you. Love your approach to all games. Hey, man, cheers. Thanks for being here. I'm glad you like the streams. Visionary with the 11 months in a row and the 11 total. Thank you. And before that was like an hour ago, so I probably thanked you, Crimson Fox. Cheers again, everyone. Sorry if I missed anyone along the way. And yeah, guys, till next time, take care. Oh, hey, someone was asking how... I don't get how he wakes up with the talisman from Amelie. I think he already had that talisman before. You see, when he wakes up, he has it in his hand. But we saw him with the talisman outside of the beach earlier. I'm pretty sure, anyway. I remember even commenting on it. Yeah, we see him in reality with the talisman, I think, before this. Yeah, she gave it to him as a child. Yeah, we saw that scene on the beach where she gives it to him. Yeah. That happened a while ago. What's interesting is that we see Sam with the Cupid before we get the Cupid in reality. During the infamous scene where he's holding the baby and the baby disappears. We see he's wearing the Cupid during that scene. So there's some time fuckery going on there. But yeah, with the Kipu or whatever it's called, or no, not the Kipu, it's the fucking Dreamcatcher. Why am I calling it the Kipu? The Kipu is what Amelie wears. Yeah, I don't think there's any fuckery going on with the Dreamcatcher. Anyway, guys, until next time. Take care. We can talk more about all this shit next time. Cheers, everyone. Peace.